And we hot.
Back in the studio.
Again. And it's dark.
It's
dark. Wait till the first week of November. You think it's dark now.
And them temps are starting to drop for the night,
felt good
too.
this morning.
Yeah.
It didn't feel too good this afternoon.
I had to wear a little hoodie this morning with my shorts.
I made a mistake yesterday and went to work in short sleeves. And, I have that little dinner we go to on Wednesday nights, and they wouldn't sit outside. They were all in dang hoodies, and I'm sitting there in a short sleeve shirt.
I call this Louisiana weather. I have to wear a hoodie in the mornings and 10 o'clock, peel it off.
Oh, yeah. It's all season right now.
Jamie messed up. He was in a full hoodie and blue jeans and didn't have a T-shirt on. Had a long sleeve shirt under.
No mistake.
About 10 o'clock,
Jamie,
he said, I'm dying.
Yeah,
I said, no joke.
Ugh. Well, heck fire, look.
Well, deer season's in full swing, but neither one of us.
I hadn't been.
We've done plenty of work for it. We just ain't been.
By the time this comes out, it'll be in full swing.
Gun season will be open in Winston County.
Yeah, it will.
It will, yeah.
I did get out. I stopped on the way in and blew my little patch behind my shop off with the blower today. I was going to fertilize it, and I said, I got other stuff I got to get done because
I'm going to go possibly hunt Saturday morning, but just as soon as I come out of the woods, I'm going to have everything, and I'm fertilizing. I'm going to be done for the year.
Well,
or till the spring. I want to fertilize.
If I can get down there, I'm not going to refertilize because nothing's really come up yet down there. I've got to wait. And everybody, we're still at the very end of October here recording this one. That's why if you hear this in the middle of November or something, you'll know why we're talking green fields when they should be already up and green. Hopefully for everybody. But we're supposed to get that little spot of rain coming in, Sunday night, and then maybe a shower or two Monday or Tuesday here and there.
It's looking like it.
I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I'm hoping and praying it happens.
Well, I know Sunday for Cream Hill, they've pulled it up because I checked this season. They've come up to like 85%. So we should get some rain here Sunday. I don't know about down by you in Dallas County.
It looked like it was going to be pretty widespread on one of the models I showed.
That'd be good.
Like I said, I won't complain. But anyway, what else you got going on? Anything?
No.
Yeah?
Just work.
Just work. Well, I've been shooting my bow at a target, not at no deer. I probably could sit in that blind, but you know what? When I shoot that deer, you know where it's going? I'll find it at the lake, about 200 foot
one
off
way or
that
the
mountain.
other. Either way, it's going to the
lake. Ain't no way
lake.
to get down there. Yeah. Then I got to do something with it. So I guess I could just load it up and carry it to Brothers.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, tonight we're going to have a young man on. They're all young when I'm interviewing or talking to them or whatever. Only Eddie.
I'm about to say we have to get Turkey Man on here.
That's the only time I'm younger than somebody. But we're going to have Nick Wilson. He's been on once or twice before. He's one of the co-hosts of Talk About It Outdoors podcast. But we're not going to talk podcasting with him tonight. I mean, try not to. Nick has just recently got back from a trip to New Zealand. So yeah, it's deer season, but we're talking turkey hunting. But you know what? It's not far from fall turkey season here in Alabama. Not. So and it is turkey season in New Zealand. So springtime down under. I suppose I can say down under. They're down there. They're down there under the equator. So
yeah.
Anyway, I think it'll be interesting just to hear his take on what went on and how it went because. It's got to be different.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in a whole different...
That 18-hour flight, that's what's got me.
There you go. All right. Well, anyway, let's go talk with Nick Wilson. Nick Wilson, you with us?
I'm here, buddy.
Well, all right. How you been doing?
Good, man. Glad to be back. This is 3 in a row, or not 3 in a row, but 3 times, ain't it?
Hey, you're our probably most recorded guest. Yeah, I don't know if we've had anybody
Really?
on 3 times.
I may be the least favorite too.
Oh, I don't know.
Most unpopular.
Well, it's those green pants, man. It's those green pants.
It could be. You know what? I just because you said that, Cougar's got a sale on attack pants right now, so I got another pair.
Do you got them?
I got the brown ones though this time.
Well,
Yeah,
when you get them on, when you do that, take a picture and post it over there on the turkey page so we can see you.
I will. Let everybody. I'll ask everybody's permission if I can turkey hunt these first.
Oh Lord. Well,
I'm gearing up for deer season. I'm down here in the basement getting all my stuff together. So,
Have you got to hunt yet? Have you been at all?
I've hunted. I went one time in bow season, which in Georgia our bow season opens fairly early, and I went gun hunting last weekend. We had an opening weekend of rifle season, and I went last weekend, and I saw 1 deer and 2 sets. So that's a plus for us up here in North Georgia.
so you hunted in North Georgia. You didn't go down to your place south.
I gave that place up.
Oh, did you? Oh, I didn't know that.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I got tired of fighting traffic through Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
don't
can't say
matter.
I blame you.
It don't matter when you go through there. It'd be 2:00 in the morning. You still fight traffic. They doing construction then.
I go through there enough for work. So no, I just got out of it. I just spent more time. I got a lease up here around my house that I hunt in.
Oh, good deal.
That'd be more beneficial for you anyway.
Yeah, it keeps me closer to home.
Got turkeys on it?
It does. Yeah, it's primary. What I do is turkey hunt it.
Okay, good. Good deal. Well, remember you friends that don't have a Georgia bird yet.
If we were eat up in them, I'd bring you over here. But I'd hate for you to come over here and badmouth me.
Okay. All right. Whatever. I take up for you all the time.
I think on one of his videos there's several Jakes, wouldn't he? So I mean, them should be 2-year-olds this year.
Oh, that was probably the old place.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that is why we got you on here tonight, because you have done something many of us have dreamed about doing and hope to do one of these days. But you have actually spring turkey hunted in September, right?
I have.
That is.
Yes.
Now, for people that don't know what spring turkey hunting in September is, you were south of the equator.
So, very far south of the equator.
Yeah, you went all the way to New Zealand, which is that's a dream. That's one of mine. It's on my bucket list, but it's way down in there because I don't know if I'll ever get to do it. But it's right there with Hawaii. Well, it's probably if I had my choice between there and Hawaii, it would be New Zealand. But I got to go to Hawaii myself, get one over there. So without further ado, I've got a few little questions where I can keep it on track. Mm-hmm. But so I won't ask them. It's not a question and answer thing, but it kind of is. But so tell us about how long have you thought about? Had you thought about going to New Zealand before this trip come up? I mean, is that something that you had said, "Hey, I hope I get to do this one day"? Thought about it before, or?
You know what? It wasn't a long distance thought. Actually, I had kind of looked into it, and I'd actually heard about. I didn't really hear about turkey hunting a long time ago. I heard more about red stag hunting, and I think that was kind of more what New Zealand was known for. I knew I would never be able to afford a red stag, but I also always knew that I wanted to go to New Zealand after I started doing research on it. But anyways, to kind of go back to the question, my wife asked me back I guess it was right after NWTF this year. She asked me what I wanted to do for my 40th birthday. And my plan was I wanted to kind of travel, and I wanted to go to Hawaii, not to turkey hunt, but I wanted to go there for a couple of days. And then I wanted to go down to New Zealand for a couple of days to turkey hunt, come back to Hawaii. And, but no, before that, to answer that question, no, I hadn't really been a thought about turkey hunting until I came back from Nashville and started doing some research on it and realized that I could go, and what better 40th birthday present to give yourself and go kill some turkeys.
Hey, yes.
And I tried to kill them on my birthday, but he was already the guide was, and we can get into that, but the guide was already kind of booked up. So I was actually already 40 when I killed him.
But this was a birthday trip, present to yourself.
It was,
or
yeah. So the wife asked me, and the wife asked me what I wanted to do, and I said that I would go to. I said, let's go do that. Well, then I got to doing a little bit of research on Hawaii, and I got to talking to people, and people were just kind of telling me it wasn't what they thought it was, and blah blah blah. And some people may disagree, but I told her, I said, why don't we just suck it up and just go to New Zealand? And it's going to be a short trip. We're only going to go for a week. And I say a short trip, which is really not, but for the miles that it takes to get there and the time, it is a short trip. Going to Panama City for a week is not a short trip, but going there for a week is pretty short. So we sucked it up, and I actually had got on the Turkey Hunter podcast with Andy and Cameron, and was just scrolling through one day and saw New Zealand about turkey hunting and started listening to it. As soon as I finished the podcast, I Facebook messaged the gentleman that was on there, and him and I have been in contact ever since. Matter of fact, he just texted me just 30 seconds ago.
Really?
Yeah. So we've pretty much been in contact. We talk once or twice a month, and it was a great experience getting everything set up. They're fairly new to the turkey hunting side of it over there. Everything else they've been doing for 20 or 30 years over there. So we bit the bullet. I got all the information lined out. We started booking flights and started doing all of our research. She updated her passport, and there we went, man.
So you called him and booked your trip. Now, you already checked on flights and kind of knew you could get there and that kind of thing?
I did. You know what?
Or did you book you? Listen, I heard your trip to Dallas to the turkey calling contest out there, or in Texas. I don't know if it's in Dallas, but you were laying in bed and just figured out you could do that. So, is that something, would you?
Yeah, I'm pretty, I spend a lot of time in the vehicle alone, so I get a lot of time to think, so all these ideas come to me. But no, you know what? Dink's the guy's name. So anybody listening that might want to go there, his name's Dink Watson, and he lives in Louisiana, and he helps those turkey guides over there. But you know what? He walked me through every step of the process, told me, what flights to look at, and you can only fly to New Zealand. You can only leave certain hubs. Atlanta is not one of them. Atlanta's a layover into Houston. I believe once you leave there, you leave on Air New Zealand, and Air New Zealand has a hub, and I think it's San Francisco, New York, Houston, and I think that's it for America. So Air New Zealand, I think Virgin Air, like Australian Air, they're the only ones that fly that way. Like, you're not going to get a Delta flight down to New Zealand. You're not going to get a United, a Southwest, anything like that.
That's good to know.
So you flew out of Atlanta to Houston and then got on your New Zealand flight?
Yeah, you know what? We did a connecting flight, and United is, I guess they have some type of relationship with Air New Zealand. So it was pretty cut and dry for us. They switched our bags over in Houston. The only place that we only had to get our bags is once. So here's how it goes. So if you fly from Atlanta, you're going to go to Houston, and then from Houston, they're going to transfer your bags. You don't have to touch anything to go international, because you're going to fly domestic from Atlanta to Houston, international the rest of the way. So the only time you got to get your bags, even though it's still going to be a connecting flight, is when you get to New Zealand. And you're going to fly into the North Island. There's two islands there at New Zealand. There's a North Island and a South Island. The main airport there is Auckland. You're going to fly into that airport. And from there, you have to go collect your items. And then at that time, before you even get there, 72 hours in advance, you have two apps on your phone. Let me pull them up. One of them is like a NZTD, and it's like a declaration that you have to fill out. And then another one is NZETA. And basically, you're just going to go in there and claim your stuff. Like, hey, I've got, I'm going hunting. I got a turkey vest. I got hunting boots. So when you get there, You're going to grab your belongings. You're going to go through, and then if you got things like that, they're going to open your bags and go through them.
So you're going through their customs. Basically.
You're going through their customs,
yeah, okay.
and they are like super, super strict. And, he told me all this stuff up front, make sure everything's clean, spotless, from your turkey vest to your boots. And it's not a big deal. It is, but it isn't. And I say it is because you don't want any delays, right?
Right.
You're going somewhere that you've never been. But if your stuff is dirty, they're going to take your boots out of your bag. They're going to take them back to this glass room. It's a washroom, and they're going to professionally clean them. And they do that because they don't want any type of invasives in their country. And once you get into the country, you realize why they're so strict about it, because it's so beautiful. So they don't want any type of seeds that may be stuck to your hunting boots, or any type of ants or anything like this. And they have these signs up in the airport in Auckland. It's like, show stink bugs. Like, if you see these stink bugs, please let us know, because we know how often those things get in our luggage and fly with us. So they don't want to see any of those. They don't want any type of bugs there in their island. So once you go through that, it's pretty cut and dry. Then you take your bags, and then from there you can turkey. I believe there's turkeys on the North Island. But where we hunted was the South Island. So we had another hour and a half flight down to the South Island. And I'll back up just a little bit. From Atlanta to Houston's about 2 hours. From Houston to Auckland is 13 and a half hours. From Auckland down to Queenstown, where we flew into, is about an hour and a half. And it's probably the prettiest flight into a town that I've ever been on. But yeah, it's a long day. And I'll tell you this too. When you fly there, keep this in mind. If anybody's going to do it, you're going to lose a full day going there. So we left on a Friday afternoon from Atlanta at 4 p.m. and we got to Queenstown on Sunday morning at 10 a.m.
13
so
hours,
we basically lost
or 17 hours later, however long it was.
Yeah. So from Eastern time zone, where we are here in Georgia, to Queenstown, they're 19 hours ahead of us.
So in less than a day, you lost a whole day.
I lost a whole day. So that's what makes
jumping international date line.
Yeah, that's what makes the trip, shorter. But coming back, and I'll fast forward to coming back here. When you come back, we left Queenstown on Friday at 3 p.m. We got back to Atlanta on Friday at 9 p.m. So there was only a 6 hours difference there.
You're a time
so
traveler.
we gained that. Yeah, we gained that back. And I kind of told my wife when we got there, I said, whatever day, I think we left on the 29th of August, I think it was. And I said, we basically didn't even live through August 30th of our lives, 2025, but we lived to September 5th. So it's kind of wild to think about.
It is. It is. I don't. That would be the hardest thing for me in my planning, is to keep that straight in my head. I think if I ever made it over there.
Yeah, and you know what? The time difference there was obviously, you can imagine.
Oh yeah.
2:33, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're wide awake, and that was one thing. Like, so we actually got there first, way ahead of the turkey hunt, because we wanted to do some traveling. But Dink once we got to the lodge where we stayed at, Dink had told the other hunters that came into camp, hey, you guys have got to stay up at least to 9:30. I want you staying up to 9:30, 10 o'clock, because no matter what, you're going to be up at 3. And we didn't have to get up, obviously, till 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So he was trying to let everybody know. But, once you're there for almost a full week like we were, you got pretty much used to it. But you know what? We took off, and we got there to Queenstown and took off in the vehicle, and her and I, we drove dead south to the South Island. We'd already kind of had some stuff mapped out we wanted to see before we went hunting, and it was beautiful country. And I actually, on my personal YouTube page, I actually got a full video of our travel. But the whole time we're driving, and then all the way back to the lodge, we'd never seen one turkey. And I was like, I hope this isn't shaping up to be my luck. But because you hear so much about New Zealand, like there's turkeys everywhere. They're taking over everything, and the farmers hate them, but we didn't see one single hen or nothing.
That'd make one nervous.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I would be nervous. You know, you've done all this, you spent all this money, and yeah, you haven't saw a turkey yet. So you get to the lodge, you stay up, and I've traveled over to Europe, and I know all about the jet lag thing. They told us the same thing. Dude, when we got off the jet, it was kind of early in the morning, and it was like, do not go to sleep. You know, you stay up because you do. Your clock's all messed up. So,
right.
So how did the hunt go? Like, you get to the lodge, I guess y'all do, a little meet and greet or whatever, go over some rules. I don't know. And go to bed. I mean, do they do it like they do here? I mean, did you get up and go listen, for gobbles and try to pinpoint one? Or?
No. So yes, we do get to the lodge, and the lodge is actually like a bar / restaurant / lodge. So great accommodations. You walk in and you can order any type of drink you want to. It's still cold there that time of year. The first morning we went hunting, I think it was about probably 28 or 30 degrees. So that very first night we're in there in the bar. They have a wood burning heater. They're burning a fire and all this stuff. But yeah, they feed you there and everything. And I think they have enough room for, I don't know, I think they had 12 or 15 beds. So there's enough room they take 600s at a time. But no, to answer your question, we get up the next morning. It's like the full camp experience, and I loved it. We sat around tables, we shot the breeze, drank coffee. Everybody kind of talked about where you're going to go. It's just like being at home. Mm-hmm. And most of the, all the guys that were hunting there were from America. There was 2 guys from Tennessee, and then obviously Cameron and Andy from the Turkey Hunter podcast. They were there. I think Cameron's from Tennessee, and I think Andy's from Alabama. And then there was a guy from Delaware and myself from Georgia. So we get up the next morning, and there's three guides. Dink's one of them. There's a guy by the name of Lee. He's our guide. And there's a guy by the name of Sheldon. And Sheldon runs the whole business is under him. So he runs all the stag and everything else. So all 3 guides are there, and they break us down in twos. And we're sitting there eager, especially all of us are like, hey, we need to get out. We need to get out there. We're ready to get the owl hooters out and start owl hoot. You know what I mean? We're ready to hear them on the roost. Yeah. And luckily we left a little early, but they were like, listen, we're not going to be in a big hurry. Like, it's not going to be what you think back in Georgia or Alabama or wherever. They're not just going to be hammering on a limb. So our guide takes us to this, I'm just going to call it a rock pasture. You pull up and it's nothing but boulders. And I'm like, Dave, where's the trees at? Like, where's the trees?
I was going to ask you if it was like forested or whatever. So apparently not.
There was not one single tree on that for as far as you could see. It was nothing but boulders. I mean, huge boulders sticking out of the ground. It looked like somebody coming in and personally placed them.
So where do they roost?
And so they roost on the rocks.
On the rocks.
On the rocks. So wow. we pull up to the gate, unlock the gate, go through the gate. He takes us up to the top of the hill. We get to the top of the hill, and as soon as we get out of the truck, we hear him gobbling. I'm like, bang, this is awesome. And the sun's just coming up. He pulls up to a rock in his truck. And again, you could see either side of it, you could see miles. I mean, it's just big open country. He pulls up to this one pretty good sized rock, truck's blocking, kind of drops off down in the bottom, kind of goes back up on the next hill. There's another gigantic rock over there. The guide Lee sneaks up there to that rock, and he turns around the side and looks back at us and gives us the, fingers to your eyes right over here. We walk over there, and you guys can watch it on the video this spring, but I bet there's 50 turkeys on that rock.
Holy
and
crap.
I bet 15 of them are gobblers, and they're just hanging out, strutting, gobbling, no cares in the world. But yes, they do roost on those rocks. They roost on fence posts, and they're no higher than some of the roost spots that you see piles of poop ain't no higher than 5 foot off the ground.
I had no idea. No idea.
Well, see, they don't have any type of predators over there.
Well,
so the turkeys don't.
You brought up you brought up y'all were getting your owl hooters out. Is there even an owl in New Zealand?
I don't think so. I think the only predators that they have over there, they have wild hogs, and wild hogs do take priority over turkeys. And that was one of the rules that they kind of laid out for us that night. Was I don't care if a flock of turkeys are coming in, and you see a wild hog, per the farmer's instructions, you have to take those hogs first. So, but that's the only predator, and they have hawks. That's the only two predators they have. They don't have raccoons, possums, no bears, lions, bobcats, foxes, coyotes. They don't have fire ants.
Oh,
they don't have any type of insect over there.
I need to move to New Zealand.
That makes crawling up on one a whole lot easier.
Snakes?
I tell you what, man, no snakes, nothing.
Too cold.
Nothing. Man, I tell you what, well, they do get very hot over there in the summer, but we fast forward a little bit past the turkey hunt, just real quick, telling you about the rocks. We sneak up on this one rock on the second day, and we're filming this fallow deer hunt, and I'm on the camera, and I'm trying to get the fallow deer on camera, and these two rocks have like a hole down in them. And I decided I was wanting to crawl down in those rocks, and it had some bushes around it. So I got my head down in there, and I was looking and stuff like that, and I came back out, and I told that guide, I said, you wouldn't do this in Georgia. He's like, why? I said, because there'd be a copperhead or a rattlesnake down in there.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still felt a little uneasy, but just knowing that they're not there. But yeah, man, talking about it's just phenomenal, beautiful country. But the weather does get very warm, Dustin. And the guide was trying to tell us something about the way the sun there. He thinks he heard somewhere along the lines that may be the closest place that the sun touches. I don't know. I mean, maybe that don't make sense to listeners, but they have to wear a lot of long sleeves in the summertime there and face coverings because it gets the UV so
strong.
bad.
Yeah, a lot of skin cancer, I guess.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's clean air too, and it ain't Atlanta.
There you go. And it's not. Yeah, no smog floating around to block it out.
Yeah. So, but no, man, it was we kicked off that morning. I was go back to all those turkeys on that rocks, and you got to be very patient there, like anywhere else. But only thing you can do is with that amount of turkeys, you know how it is around here. It's hard to get a gobbler to break from a flock, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you just kind of do the spot and stalk type thing on these turkeys, and you let them work off these rocks and work down through these valleys or wherever they may go, and just try to make your move on them. And that's what we did.
So no traditional calling hunting techniques like we use here.
You know what? So some of the guys did go to. They do have some river type bottoms there, and just the places that we hunted for the couple of days I was there was only the rocks. But yes, they do have they do have like more of the Midwestern type cottonwood bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I believe Andy and Cameron went. Now, as far as traditional calling them up, they said they've caught a few up this year, but not a lot. And again, if you got 25 to 30 to 40 turkeys in a flock, it's going to be hard to get one of them gobblers to break,
Mm-hmm.
So,
if you're in this huge pasture of rocks and no trees and they're a mile away, I can see you're not going to call them.
That's right. So you're there to kill one. You got to do what it takes if you want to kill one.
Well,
so we actually before we even hunted those turkeys, we actually drove kind of past them. And we went to the back of this property, and we heard some on the other property, and then we came back, and we was able to work our way down through there, and I killed my first one. And we actually set up to kill two of them, and I actually ended up killing the first one. And we left there and drove on around and spotted another flock. They call them mobs there. We spotted another flock down in this bottom and made a move on them, man, and we got so close to them. And I didn't mention this, but my wife was with me, and she's only turkey hunting one other time with me, and she don't care for hunting much. But we got up to the second flock that was going to, and the guy from Delaware was hunting with us, and his name was Nick as well. he sneaks up through there, and we're so close to these turkeys. They're on the other side of the rock. You can hear them spitting and drumming.
Oh, wow.
And I was trying to explain to Kelsey what that was while we were doing this, and some stuff happened with the gun. I don't know if shell wasn't in there anyways. Those turkeys end up getting out of there. And so we make a play on another flock that we had saw earlier that morning, and end up, I ain't gonna go through the whole story, but the two boys from Tennessee that had came there, they were hunting like they were back in Tennessee. They found a flock of turkeys, and I bet they walked over 6 miles to get these turkeys. And we pulled up on these turkeys, and we killed 6 birds in that one stand.
Oh my God.
When we shot, we didn't know they were there. When we shot, Nick killed 2 of them, and those other guys killed 4. And they were just over the hill, and we actually almost flushed the turkeys to them. And they come up there holding 4 turkeys and set them down. So we'd killed 6 on that stand.
So what?
So we sat
what's
there.
The limits? Hold on a minute. Hold on. You went a little fast. I mean, is there a season or limits or anything? I mean, I'm sure the guide says you can only kill so many, but I mean, if you live there, could you just walk out there and shoot one every day?
You can shoot them every day. There's no season over there. There's no license. There's no tags. There's nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. Now, if you book a trip with those guys, they allow you to kill up to 6 birds. And that's what they try to keep it at a minimum. And if you get, I'm probably jumping ahead here, but if you get tired of shooting turkeys, you can go on another hunt. If you want to shoot a fallow deer or a red stag, they'll take you on those. I mean, there's endless possibilities over there for game.
I'll tell you what, I would love to be sick of shooting turkeys. I'd like to know what that feeling is like, because I don't believe I don't believe I'll ever have that feeling. Not here.
Yeah,
but it's amazing. So, did your wife hunt any, or did she just tag along and video or take pictures?
She just tagged along. She ran the video camera some. The guide helped out with the video camera. So once we got Nick killed his 2, we eat lunch and we went to one more stand, and I killed another one. And that was a pretty heart pounding. It was a quick hunt, but it was a heart pounding hunt. And I had already told a couple of the people there, like Dink, and I told Lee and I told Kelsey, I said, hey, I'm not looking to kill all 6 turkeys. I said, if we can kill a couple turkeys and have a good time, have some good experiences, I'm completely fine with that. You know, and,
you not Anthony.
No, me either.
I'm going with lunch. Oh no. I gotta.
So
go ahead.
No, she didn't shoot one, but we did. We wrapped up about 3:00, and our guide had said he said, what do you guys want to do? I said, it don't really matter, man. We can ride around, whatever you want to do. I said, I'm good. And he didn't want to keep pushing it too, because the other Nick had 3 more days worth of hunting, and we were going to stay one more day. So
you killed both your turkeys the first morning or first day you was done.
First day I killed both of them. Yeah, about 2:30 I was done. So I told him 2 was plenty for me, and the guide said, "This is the quickest that I've got my 2 people birds," and we would have been done sooner had the issue not happened on the second stand. But it all worked out the way it was supposed to, and we had a fantastic time.
Well, talk about what kind of they hunt with just normal 12-gauge shotguns, or I mean,
you know what, they got a couple split. They got a couple 20 gauges. They got a couple 12 gauges. New Zealand will only allow, I want to say, don't quote me to this if somebody goes back and listens to that podcast with Dink, but I think it's 10 pounds of ammo. So he had taken 10 pounds worth of TSS with him, and that didn't last long the way they're shooting turkeys over there. It's really hard to get guns and ammo into the country. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even take a gun. I used their guns, and I used a Beretta 12 gauge, and we actually used duck load, still shot. And It works good.
I
I
would,
know it's not legal. I know it's not legal here, but
well,
it
I mean,
knocked
that's
most
what
of
I
mine
was
down pretty
wondering
good.
if they had TSS or what they were doing. So he used he brought TSS. He just used it. So,
Yeah, and they see we were the last hunters for that that time. So they can only hunt. They hunt the full month of August, and then next year they're going to hunt up until September 28th. They have what they do is they go in there and they have these hunters or these farm owners allow them to hunt their property, but the landowners won't. They don't want anybody hunting on their property after September. I think he said 25th or 28th, and the reason for that is they're low, like that's sheep country over there. Like,
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's what they're known for. Well, that time of year, all the sheep are having their kids. So ain't that what you call a baby sheep? A kid?
You're right.
Yeah. They don't want anybody in there shooting around all those sheep and stuff like that, which we saw a bunch of little sheep everywhere. So they probably could have stopped it sooner, but yeah, that's what the farmers had agreed on with them. So they run it for 2 months again, because that is the spring. We did knock off one hen that was laying on a nest, but that is the springtime over there. So it's just coming out of winter.
It was cold, but they were already nesting.
It was, yeah. Because they'd been flocked up there for a while. So like I said, it would get up to like 50, 60 there. But man, the wind over there is crazy. I mean, some of that stuff was 30-mile-an-hour gusts those first couple of days we were hunting.
Wow.
And when we were down there on the coastline, I bet some of those gusts were 60. They have that's the first wind signs, like wind danger signs. Sorry, I couldn't get that out. That I've ever seen, like on the coastline.
I mean, I guess it blows like that all the time. I mean,
yeah,
the birds are just used to it, so you got to get used to it.
I guess so. I guess they just go down in those bottoms, but like a lot of the houses on the coastline, they're wrapped in. I know they're probably not Leland cypresses, but they wrap their houses in Leland cypresses just to knock the wind down.
Okay, kind of like you see out in the Midwest somewhere, a big farmhouse out in the middle of nothing with a bunch of trees around it. Wind breaks.
That's right. Yep. Something that some of the listeners might find fascinating too is that completed my Grand Slam. I'd never killed a Merriam before.
And now I saw a picture of it. I mean, are they all snow white?
They are all snow white.
They're not dirty like you can run into in Nebraska.
Nope, they're not.
Okay.
They don't look like Rios or nothing. They're pure white over there. Yep, that was my first Merriam. So I guess you can consider that a slam on my part. I just need to finish it in the United States now.
Well, so Nick, when you were getting ready for this trip, I mean, did Dink help you kind of with a packing list for your clothing type thing? I mean, I'm just curious about, if we were going next year, like clothing, what we would need to pack.
You know what? I kept it pretty minimal. I wore a pair of thermals, and I wore my green Kuiu pants, if that's okay.
Oh my God! Don't put no pictures on that Alabama turkey page.
I wore that, and I wore I think I wore like a base layer and a hoodie, and I took a leafy jacket over there. Now I did take a turkey vest over there.
You take a Fox vest?
I did.
I was hoping you did.
Yep. And that's the only reason I took a turkey vest. Like if I had it to do over again, I would have just taken my bino harness, and I would have took a couple of calls, probably just mouth calls, even though they didn't. Only thing I used the mouth call was for them to bring their head up. I mean, you could probably take that gentleman that was hunting with us. He had an old box call, and every time he hit that thing, they gobbled.
Really? They liked it. Yes, they did. And I don't remember what type it was, but I think it was probably old as you, Anthony. I appreciate that, Nick.
But no, outside of that, I just wore hiking boots and just regular Altera socks over there. I wore thick gloves, but I mean, just prepare. It's going to be anywhere from 30 degrees to probably 45 in the mornings and get up to 55 to 60 in the afternoons, you know.
Now, you know, all these temperatures, was everything metric and Celsius and 50 kilometers or kilometers or kilometers, or whatever
everything was kilometers on the speed over there, which all you had to do was just follow what your speedometer says. And as far as the Fahrenheit, I'd look it up on the Weather Channel on my phone.
Yeah, we did a lot of that in Canada. We didn't know what 3 degrees Celsius was or whatever, you know.
Figured it out.
Yeah, we figured out. I can tell you, though, 3 degrees Celsius is pretty doggone cold.
Especially when you go to outhouse.
Yeah. So you had indoor plumbing. We didn't when we went out of country.
We did, yeah. We did, yeah. We, I'll tell you the biggest thing probably that you have to, if you want to, you don't have to. Like if you just go over there to turkey hunt, Dink will come pick you up from him and some of the guides. They'll come to the airport in Queenstown and pick you up. And from there, it's about a 2.5 hour ride back to the lodge. So they will come pick you up if you just want to go on the turkey hunt. But if you want to be there to tour around with your family or wife, whatever you want to do, and you rent a car, you do have to drive on the opposite side of the street over there.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah. Tell us a little.
That was a very hard.
Was it a learning
I was
curve?
nervous. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I was probably as nervous as I've been in a long time. When we got to the airport and we went out there and got in the car, and I had to get in the passenger seat of it because the steering wheel's on the other side from America. And I'm like looking at my wife and I'm thinking, I got to go at some point. I got to put this thing in drive and take off. And luckily we went south and there wasn't a lot of traffic, but the only time that would really make me nervous, and there was only 2 times that I got on our side of the street, which luckily I was in a small town and it was just for 100 yards or so. But the only time that I would really get nervous, and I guess it's just a mindset because the way we are, was going through some of those mountains. When you would go in a left-hand curve, you're in the left-hand lane. So when there would be a vehicle coming at you, they're in the right-hand lane, and your tendencies is thinking that car's coming head on.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
And that's the only time I'd get nervous. Very strict motor laws over there. You don't see a whole lot of interstates or anything like that, but their traffic laws are very strict over there. So you got to keep it pretty much by the book. I had a friend of mine that actually does a lot of YouTube stuff with us. He went over there for his anniversary and got a speeding ticket.
Oh yeah.
I was like, did you pay it? He said, yeah, I want to go back. And they told me how to pay it. So, but yeah, they're pretty strict over there on their.
So what was you driving? What kind of car did you have all terrain or?
We had it. No, it was an all wheel drive Mazda, like SUV. Pretty much everything over there is like what we consider foreign.
Mm-hmm.
The guide that we had, he had a Toyota Hilux, and I don't know if anybody's ever seen one of those things. It's basically a Tacoma, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this thing's a diesel, and this thing's like a tank.
I wish we could get those here.
Man, I looked for them because I drove his on the last day we were there, and I was like, man, I need me one of those. That thing's a tank. And he was telling me about some video, I guess of YouTube. They tried to sink one of those in the ocean, trying to destroy it. I guess there's a YouTube video out there trying to destroy a Hilux, and they never succeeded or something. Tried to burn it and all kind of stuff, and it kept running.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So they're. Go ahead.
No. I was just wondering. I mean, what about fuel and you was driving a gas burner? I suppose.
We were actually in a gas burner. Pretty much everything over there is diesel though, and diesel's fairly inexpensive compared to gasoline. Everything's by the liter over there. And those I don't know what type of gas pumps they put in over there, but they are like turbocharged compared to what we got over here. When you get out and you put that gas nozzle in your gas tank, in 30 seconds you can get back in the car and leave. I mean, these things are pumping some fuel out. But when you get over there and if anybody does go, use a credit card for everything. Don't take cash over there because you'll have to. The only thing I would take cash over there for is once you get to the airport to exchange it. That way you can tip your guides and stuff like that, which I didn't do.
What?
Because I didn't. I tipped them. No. Listen, I tipped them. Let me back up. I tipped them, but I had to tip them with American money, and they love to accept it. The problem is, if they go over there week after week, it kind of starts flagging them if they're changing currency once a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's better if you go ahead. It's better if you go ahead and do it for them. But use your credit card for everything. And your bank will adjust everything, because don't quote me with this, but I think 54 cents over there is equivalent to our dollar.
Okay.
So when we first got there, the wife and I were booking hotel rooms. Well, the hotel rooms would be, she would say it's $400 or $300, whatever, and I'm like, well, what else am I going to do? I can't go, I can't go home. I gotta book this. So I was freaking out, and I didn't realize that the currency was so much less. So then you look at your statement and you're like, oh, the hotel's only $125 or whatever.
So it's they use the dollar like we do. I'm talking about the currency equivalency. They're not like British pounds or something like that. It's a dollar. Is their dollar a dollar? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? No, it's 50. They don't use like American style money. No. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, when you walk in a convenience store and it's 79 cents for something, I mean, is that how they tell you 79 cents or it'd be $2.50 or whatever?
Oh yeah. That's what they say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I would go into like a little small convenience store and get a Coca-Cola, and a Coca-Cola would be $5 to $7 for a 12 ounce bottle. But realistically, in American money, it's only like $2.50,
Right.
So you feel like you're spending way more money because of the amount, but your bank will fix it with your credit card and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think they might charge you a little bit of a fee for doing it, but outside of the flight there, it's really inexpensive. The food's inexpensive. The stay's inexpensive. Other places, I mean, obviously, if you go turkey hunting, you're going to spend money for the guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everything's fairly inexpensive, and again, it's just getting there.
Well, let me ask you. So, and I don't need figures or anything, but when you set up your hunt down there, and he tells you it's going to be, I'll just say X dollars. Is he telling you X dollars in American, or is he telling you X dollars in
American?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because see, I run into that. I ran into that in, I go to Canada fishing a lot, but I have to keep in my mind, he'll tell me it's going to be $2,800, for 5 days or whatever, but he's talking Canadian dollars. So when I go in there to settle up with him for, it's only 1,700 and something.
Yeah.
It converts when I convert it to American. I'm like you go, man, that's right. You got to breathe easier. So, okay.
Yeah, you're right. Freaking out. And if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me on this if anybody's listening and wants to go over there, but I want to say the turkey hunt over there for, what is it, a 5-night, 4-day hunt, 6 turkeys. I want to say it's like 4,000, 4,500, somewhere around there. That includes all 3 of your meals. That includes your stay. He usually throws a couple drinks every afternoon on your tab for you if you want to get something. And then whatever you want to tip the guide, and that's up to you. And then if you're going to book a plane flight over there, book your plane flights well in advance. I booked mine way too last minute. That's what I was trying to say. I waited too long. I drug my feet. I think Dink, when he goes ahead and books his stuff like November, December for the next August and stuff, and I think he gets fairly inexpensive. And when I say inexpensive, I want to say he's getting round trips for anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500, which is not bad for going there. The wife and I almost paid double that.
Wow.
So, yeah, we waited a little bit too long for that.
How was the flight? I mean, big old jet. Was you Roomy, comfy.
That was the biggest plane I ever been on, and going there, I was not comfortable at all. It was the worst experience. I was ready to get off of it. I got up and walked around, but it was my fault. And I will tell anybody going, just because it's a bigger plane don't mean that the seats in economy are bigger. So do yourself a favor, and if you can't afford business, do the premium economy, and those seats are very, very ideal. I don't care if it costs you $1,000 more a ticket. Do yourself a favor and just get the premium economy.
You say it's worth it.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I go back, we got lucky on the way back because we couldn't get the premium economy on the way back because that was the first thing I did when I got off in Queenstown. Is I went straight over there to try to see what was available because I wasn't going to do that again in economy.
He was going to upgrade.
I mean, that was like I didn't even care about a turkey at that point. I'm like, I'm upgrading before I get home, and you know what? I was able to switch my seats to another economy, and believe it or not, the good Lord, I guess, was watching over me. When we got on that flight to come home from Queenstown back to Houston, we were getting ready to take off, and that stewardess lady, she come over and she said, "Hey, there ain't nobody in these seats right here." And it was the seats where there was about a 10-foot opening in front of economy. And man, I could stretch out right there.
Well, I was going to say, for people who don't know you, you're a pretty good sized fellow. And I'm not talking fat. I'm just talking you're a big guy.
Yeah, I'm 6'1", 260. So yeah, I'm pretty tight back there. So yeah, just do yourself a favor, get premium economy. They do feed you 2 meals on the flight there. They'll feed you when you leave Houston, and then they'll feed you breakfast when you get to right before you get to Queenstown. The meals are actually pretty decent. I was actually shocked. Now, we didn't eat on the way home, and that was kind of one of the tips that Dink gave us. He said, when you get to Queenstown, he said, eat you a big old meal. And he said, don't eat on that plane until you get home, or when you get home, wait till the next day. He said something about that will kind of help reset your system when you get home, and you won't eat on the flight out. I don't know. So I just took his advice, and it was fine for us. We eat in Queenstown, 13 and a half hours back to Houston. We didn't eat in Houston. No, did we eat in Houston? Maybe we eat when we got in Houston. Maybe that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, we just didn't eat on the flight. So, but no, we followed his advice word for word. And kind of going back to what you said, Dustin, if you call him, if you reach out to him on Facebook for any questions, he is going to help you out. He'll call you. He'll pick up the phone. You couldn't ask for any better of a service from a place. And I'm not saying that because I went and did it. Like, this guy's a genuine Southern hospitality type guy. And he actually works full-time. He's got 2 full-time jobs in Louisiana. And he actually went over there to start turkey hunting and realized that there was a need that he could help this guy by the name of Sheldon out run this guide service. And now that's his 3rd job. So he's got 3 jobs, 2 in America and 1 there. And he's really good at what he does. So
what did you do with your turkeys? Yeah. We didn't talk about that. Did you bring the meat home? What did you do?
I did. So we got back, and I skinned my turkeys out myself. I took the beard off, took the spurs off, took the fan off. I didn't keep the wings. I took the breast off. I didn't keep the legs. So I might get some shame for that.
No, you're not out of meat.
I kept everything. I kept all that, and Sheldon will take the meat back to. He has a place closer to Queenstown where they will clean up the meat for you. They'll put it in what do you call it? Freezer,
vacuum
air seal bag.
Yeah,
vacuum seal. They'll put it in vacuum seal bags and they'll freeze it for you. So he kind of flash freeze mine. Mine wasn't fully frozen because I left like 2 days after that, after I killed mine. So mine wasn't fully. But when I picked mine up, I put it down in my bag, did just like I would have if I was in Idaho or Minnesota or wherever else, put it in my bag and came right back to Atlanta. When we got off in Houston, they send you an email. That way, if anybody checks, they know that you've been on a guided hunt, you know. When we got in Houston, we had to grab our bags, go through customs. When we go up to the counter, she said, are you claiming any alcohol? And I said, nope. She said, all right, you're good to go.
Didn't ask about the meat or nothing.
Didn't ask about nothing.
No.
I just wheeled it right through there. They scanned it on through and kept going, and nothing ever said. And I got home and I ate the breast. Ate one of the breasts two of the breasts the next day or the next week, and then I cooked the rest of them actually this week. So, yes, sir.
They taste like kangaroo or anything? I mean,
no, they taste like turkey. No, they were. I think one of them had like a 6.5 inch beard, and their beard they're real rough, just real like not straight, real like just.
That's common
just
to America, though. That's common. I mean, you go. You go South Dakota. That's the same way. They won't have real giant spurs either. I don't know why. I don't know if it's in their genes or if they wear them off on the rocks or, I don't know, but that is common.
I'm sure they do. Yeah. I killed one of them. One of them had, the first one I killed didn't have a spur on one. Then he had on one leg, the other leg, he had a spur. And then the other one had, I think probably 1/2 inch, maybe.
Yeah.
Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Both good sized birds. So, no, it was a great experience. And, I think after that first day, like I said, there was 6 hunters in camp. I think after the first day that night, we were sitting around talking, I think combined all 6 of us, I think we killed 14 or 15 turkeys that first day.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't know what they ended up with that week. Like I said, I didn't turkey hunt the next day. I actually went out to film a fallow deer hunt, which I did get on film, and it's on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I saw that. That's on the on your Chasing Weekends channel, right?
That's right. Yeah, I went ahead and put it together, but I held back on the turkey one until turkey season.
Yeah, well,
that was fun. That was my first spot and stalk. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Hey, I enjoyed when you sent us a text, when you killed, I guess you killed the first one. We were in here recording a podcast, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I tell you what I thought was kind of crazy. He told us that we needed to get with Dink or whatever, and I had looked back in my messages, and I had actually messaged him and had the information on those hunts. So I had spoke to him before you even went.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I listened to a podcast talking about how the turkey hunting was in New Zealand. So I started looking for hunts in New Zealand. It's just crazy. It's the same guy you went with.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty neat.
So ideally, if you'd had 2 weeks you could have spent down there, would that be the way to go? Hunt for your week and then spend a week sightseeing and seeing the country and staying. And me and you've talked a little bit, but I mean, you travel around to different little villages or towns or whatever they call them over there and see the sights. I mean, especially if you were your wife, if it was just me and Dustin went down there, we'd go hunt and then we get on an airplane, come home.
No doubt. I think if you wanted to go with your wife and spend more time, I think 2 weeks is a must. I don't know that you can still see everything that you need to, but if you did like the wife and I did it, and you get in a vehicle and you just drive and you're sightseeing and you find these little destinations, whether it be a lighthouse on the shore or, we saw some sea lions, we saw some seals. We wanted to get on the coastline and see what some of that stuff looked like. And that's what we did. And we drove straight south and then drove north and then went back over to where we hunted at. But yeah, I think 2 weeks would probably be idea. And I think that's what we're going to do next time is we're going to kind of map out a different path. We stayed on the East Coast of the South Island. Everybody said the West Coast is way prettier. So I think next time we go, we'll fly into Nelson, and Nelson is the tip of the South Island. And then I think we'll drive down the West Coast, and then you'll come back through the mountains over to Queenstown. And then I think we'll make that track next time we go. Anybody that does go, this was just a recommendation from the guy that owns the place, Sheldon. A lot of people go there. They go to this place called Milford Sound. And this ain't got nothing to do with turkey hunting, but
that's fine.
Milford Sound offers, it's about an hour flight from Queenstown, and you take like a Cessna plane. And I think it only costs you $100 there and back. Or he said he highly recommends that if you go, instead of driving to the Milford Sound. The Milford Sound is a very popular tourist place. The problem with that is that road that leads from Queenstown to Milford Sound is the most dangerous road south of the equator. And it's because the road's so narrow, and most people are driving that road. One, there's rocks that fall, and two, people hit head on. And it's the most deadliest road, he said. So if anybody does go there and want to go to Milford Sound, I'd recommend to fly over the mountain and then fly back. So, I think there's certain places like that you have to drive through the mountains that can get pretty rough. And that's a lot of the reason that we didn't go to the West Coast, is because you have to go across the big mountain range. And I was more worried about how the snow and stuff is over there. Trying to get over some of those mountains, and a lot of them you have to, like, that's one of the things that when I asked them at the airport when we rented the car, I said, "Hey, is it safe to travel where we're going?" She said, "Yeah, you shouldn't need snow chains, but if you do, we can include them on your rental." And I'm like, I don't want to be putting snow chains on here to turkey hunt, So that's one reason we stayed off the West Coast. So again, if you turkey hunt there, you're going to turkey hunt in the spring, which is September and August, September. Probably the better time would be to go, December. That's when it starts getting into their summer.
Mm-hmm. So if you're not turkey hunting, you just want to go.
Yeah, I think you'd probably be beneficial. I mean, but again, you get to some of them bigger towns, like Queenstown is just a tourist town pretty much. And we stayed there the last night, and it's beautiful. We took a water taxi, first time I ever done that. I don't even know how common that is, but you take it from one side of the bay all the way over to the downtown area. There's plenty of great restaurants. The food in New Zealand to me was amazing. It's very clean, not a lot of preservatives. Coca-Cola over there is different than America. I don't know what it is. It's clean. Like, you can hold a bottle of Coke up over there and nearly see through it.
Really?
Here it's so dark you can't hardly see through it.
So what?
Yeah, I don't know.
When you were talking about the food, I'm interested in this. I like food, but is it is it American type food? Or is it their own New Zealand?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're known. Their known food over there is like pies, like it looks like a pot, it's like a chicken pot pie,
mm-hmm.
but they're known for like beef pot pies.
Okay.
I think that's kind of their big thing, and obviously lamb. But they have pizza joints. Some of the best pizza we eat over there. Everything I had over there was good. Everything, all the water. When you go to a restaurant and sit down to eat, and even at the lodge, they bring water out there in these vase, like a vase with like a cork top on it,
mm-hmm.
and that they fill those vases up every day, every night at these restaurants. When you get a hotel room over there, they leave I guess it's a quart or a half a gallon of glass milk in your room. They're big on fresh milk there. Yeah. Yeah. It's just all the food, man, don't have I guess it don't have all that just preservatives that we put here in America. You just didn't feel awful. Everything was just clean, real clean. So, and you can tell by looking at people in that town, you don't see a bunch of overweight people walking around.
I was going to ask you, I didn't know how to ask that, but I mean, you don't see a lot of the fatties out there.
No.
That sounds like it was a great trip.
It's a great trip, man. I advise anybody to go, book plenty of time ahead for your flights and stuff like that. It's not that bad. You don't worry so much about what you're going to spend over there, because I'm telling you, and we didn't have, outside of the flights, we knew we were turkey hunting, obviously, and we had a rental car, but outside of hotel, we didn't have no hotel rooms. So
really, we made no reservations.
No reservation. We didn't know where we were going to stay. We were shooting from the hip in a country we'd never been in. And it was easy. There's hotels in about every town you go to, and You can find a lot of Airbnbs over there. I looked at Airbnbs. So you can find a lot of one-night Airbnbs there. So it's just like America. It's very safe over there. They have the absolute lowest crime rate out of any country in the world. So
are they're American friendly too, right? I mean,
very American friendly. Yes. Just a different accent, and they speak pretty much, I guess you say, Australian. So there's a little bit of a language barrier there on certain things when we were riding around with Dink, and like just trying to comprehend what they were saying. And same for us, same from my southern slang for him. But it was good, man. They do a really good job. They take care of people over there. And I would advise anybody to go over there and try it one time. And even if you don't turkey hunt, just go over there and tour the country, because I feel like, and I've told a few people this since I've gotten back, and I know there's a lot of places out west and things like that, but I feel like most of the places that we saw over there was probably how God intended it, how he made it from the original. It was just so natural. You don't see briars and kudzu, and you don't see subdivisions, and this seems like everything's natural. You know how it is when you walk into like a big old hardwood holler, that you know that the trees have probably never been cut, or if they've been cut, it's been over 200 years ago. And you just know how natural that looks and how pretty it is. That's what everything over there just makes you feel like that.
Well, you got my juices flowing now.
Yeah.
I might have to go downstairs and have a talk with Rebecca.
Probably
y'all
me
should
and
go,
you and
man.
Rebecca.
Do what?
I said it'd probably be me and you and Rebecca.
Why, Laura wouldn't
Your
go?
wife won't go?
Lord, who knows, man? She's got
She'll
this
go.
new job, and she's.
Well, I'm not talking about tomorrow.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, you want to go now? Well, it's too late now.
He's got me fired up. 26 ain't far around the corner, though. We've got so much going on, but we've got to start looking into this. This would be something that we would have to plan, like you say.
And for an old man like me, it'd be a once in a lifetime trip. Go ahead, Nick.
You got to think of it like this, boys. You can turkey hunt all spring, and this trip right here won't interfere with it.
You're right.
That's what I do like about this.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yep.
I would say I would go for my 50th, but that'll put you at like 70.
I'll be dead. See, I ain't got. You young guys don't understand. I ain't got but about 10 good years left of really getting it.
Well, I can tell you, you ain't gonna have to get it over there.
That's maybe when you guys see me post something that I don't know what social media will be like 10, 20 years from now. You see me posting, you're gonna see him in that maybe you'll know I'm on a guided hunt, and they've probably wheeled me out there somewhere somehow or another.
Yeah. I know there's probably 1,000 things that I'm jumping around here too, but if anybody is going to go over there and you do want to rent a car, you do have to find a AAA inside of America, and you have to go there and you have to take your passport and stuff and fill out for an international driving permit.
That's a good tip.
Good tip.
Yeah. It's very easy. You just go in there and find one of the representatives. They'll just write down some paperwork. I think you have to take a photo, almost like a passport from like a Walgreens or something, to them, and they'll staple it in there. It's kind of like a paperback passport looking thing, and they'll put in there when the times you're going and things like that. I was trying to just ponder ideas of anything else that might have came up that outside of that, like. Well,
that might be something good for you to do. Jot all this down. You could make a nice little YouTube international travel type deal.
Tutorial.
Well, I mean, I watched. I don't know how long ago you did it, but you did a thing about flying with a shotgun just here in the States, and
yeah,
I learned a lot. I've never flown with a gun. I've never done it yet. Now we crossed the border with a shotgun, but.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot on that trip. I mean,
we could have somebody with that.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Yeah. Because if we hadn't talked to the right guy, we wouldn't have got our guns back in. We didn't know we had to have them inspected here in the States before you left with them. But you do.
Yeah.
And you got to have a piece of paper with you. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think there's probably something. It's probably something I need to probably sit down with Dink and shoot a video. Maybe at Nashville this year. Him and I sit down in a room, probably put some stuff together and shoot a video or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll get to lay eyes on him this year in Nashville.
You will, man. They got a booth up there, and they have a booth at a lot of the shows. They have a booth at NWTF, World Deer Expo, GON Outdoor Blast. So if you see him, you know, the next one will probably be NWTF. Just look for New Zealand Turkey Adventures.
Can drop your name and it'll get us a discount, right?
Yeah. Go over there and tell Dink and Sheldon that you know me and you heard me, and they might tell you to run away. No, I'm kidding.
I say just put it on his account. You've got everything.
So. Well, yes.
Well, they could put his other few birds he didn't kill on ours.
Yeah, we'll say he said he still liked 4 birds, so
he said throw them 2 on us.
Yeah, throw them on us.
And I don't know how many people that listen to y'all's podcast have Instagram or pay attention to Turkeys for Tomorrow and stuff like that. But Turkeys for Tomorrow back in August posted a picture of a couple of guys standing on a big rock with a bunch of turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all recall that photo?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I killed that first turkey, that first Merriam I killed over there this year was right behind that rock. And that was the rock all those turkeys were on.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, and and if you don't want to talk about it, don't, but I know you and I had talked that you were going to take some DNA samples or something. Did you do that?
Yep. So a little backstory to that. I'm sure a lot of the same listeners listen to the Gamekeepers podcast. Well, Mike Chamberlain had been on there some back during turkey season, and they had another follow-up episode with him after. But what they were doing is they were collecting DNA samples from different birds across the United States, and they can tell basically where they originated from, kind of where they were originally at. So if you killed an eastern in Minnesota, they could probably track it back to South Carolina, something like that. Mm-hmm. So kind of got my wheels spinning, and I reached out to Mike Chamberlain via email and said, hey, I'm going to New Zealand. I said, would you like some samples if I can make it happen? And he said, oh, yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of paperwork involved for him to send vials over there. That would have been like really too much for him to do. I think they know about where the turkeys originated from in New Zealand because everything in New Zealand was brought in. I don't think there's nothing native to that country. So anyways, long story short is I brought all the feet back from my turkeys. And he said, as long as I kept them cold, they could take some DNA off the bottom of the foot pad. So I brought them home, froze them, took some out, put them in these little vials that he sent me. And then I shipped them to his DNA guy that lives in Texas. And he's running the samples on them and a few more happenstance. Mike Chamberlain and Sheldon, the owner of the guide service, had hooked up, and he was shipping him some as well. So they're going to put all this DNA together. And the guy from the DNA place in Texas is actually going to come on the podcast with us when he gets the samples back.
Look at you
and kind of go over
elbows with the big dogs now. I'm just happy to get to say I know him.
Just trying to get all these. Just trying to get to some of his information.
Hey, I'll be interested to hear it. I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, yep, I'm looking forward to it too. So hopefully all the samples were good enough for him to use. I had those samples frozen, and he said, "Hey, just box them up." And Mike had made it sound like it didn't matter if they came unthawed. So I'm like, cool. So I'll tell you a little story. So the guy said, hey, send him my address. So I go to the post office on Friday, and I put them in the thing, give them to the lady. I have to take off and go to a job below Atlanta, and I live 50 miles north of Atlanta. And I emailed the guy, I said, hey, I just dropped those samples off at the post office. He said, man, he said, I really wish you wouldn't have done that because it's going to be like Tuesday before they get here since it's Friday. I called the post office. You talking about a headache. I drop back up there, get those samples, take them home, put them back in the freezer, and ship them back out. Well, at this point, I'm thinking he must want these things, like next day. So I'm like, I'm going to FedEx. I'm on next day. I go there and it's $150 the next day.
Oh my God.
I said, man, you're getting a Wednesday. I hate it, buddy, but I'm paying $30. You'll get a Wednesday. So if the samples work out, they work out. If they don't, they don't. So
I'm sure they will.
Hopefully they will.
I mean, my God, they're reading DNA off of mammoths that died millions of years ago that thawed out. Surely they can get a fresh turkey.
Sure. Yeah.
But it will be interesting to hear where they come from. Where do you think they come from? You heard? I mean, they think it came from.
I haven't.
Okay.
No, I haven't. I don't actually know where the Merriams originated. I don't even know if the Merriams are a native to America or if they come from Europe or something. I don't know.
No, they're native here. They are a subspecies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know where I don't know if they were like Washington area, Wyoming, Montana. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
well, what have we missed? We miss anything? Something?
Man, I'm trying to think. I know there's probably 2 or 3 things when I get off here. Something you talked about with the Fox vest. I don't know if anybody on your show knows about that, but I bought that Fox vest at the NWTF several years ago, and I've passed it around to a few people like my dad and a couple of my close friends, and I'll continue to keep passing it around. And basically what I'm doing is letting people use it for a season and try to kill them a bird. And if they do, they write a little something and put it back in the box that the vest was in and put some pictures in there with it. And so I got those memories, and I thought, what better place to take the Fox vest to is to New Zealand and try to kill a turkey in it. And that kind of goes back to why. That was the only reason I took a vest over there. So,
well, the next time we go to Canada or something, if we plan a trip like that, we might have to catch up with you.
No doubt.
Thing with us. If I'd thought about it this time, we might have yelled at you. I'm sure somebody had it though for the season.
No doubt. Yeah.
Although it was Memorial Day week when we were up there, so most seasons were gone over.
Yeah. So. No, I don't think there's anything else, man. I'm sure there'll be 10 other things. Again, I just want to, if anybody's looking, just go to New Zealand Turkey Adventures and look up Dink and those guys, or private message him, and he'd be happy to talk to you and talk you through it. And any questions you got, he's more than helpful. It may be a little bit because I think he does work some swing shift. So, yeah, just be patient with him. And if you're NWTF and look him up. I don't know what their booth number will be, but I'm sure you could find them. And
they was at 2118 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Dang, Rain Man.
Hey, you don't, Mr. Photographic memory, you don't get nothing past him.
So, no doubt.
So don't ever say anything or do anything that you don't want to remember.
If I could just remember them trees in front of my shotgun,
he can't remember there's a doggone pine tree or something in front of him when he's shooting at a turkey, because he will kill.
I'm gonna take him and Chris King down to trivia night down here at Johnny's Pizzas and win some money.
Yeah, just call him Rain Man.
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in Nashville.
Man, we're ready. We actually just put our big order of shirts in, and we got some pretty cool shirts coming out this year. So we're looking, and it's all turkey based, believe it or not.
Well, we just got a big order in, and they printed the wrong color on them.
They botched our
order.
We've been waiting 2 months?
Yeah, I've been waiting 2 months. You can't even read them; they're so light. So
dang.
They're trying to blame me, but I've got the emails to prove it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to the 50th anniversary in WTF. It's going to be it'll be a wild one.
It should be. It should be a good one. Should be a good one.
We'll be there all week. So hopefully we'll all get together. Maybe, get dinner, get a drink, get something.
Well, me and Anthony can help y'all unload in the rain while Alex runs around talking to people.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Listen, the first time I ever met anybody from Talk About It Outdoors, it was Nick. There was no Alex. Alex was there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't at the booth.
No. Matter of fact, he guilted me into buying a hat.
I was with you.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't. It was the year I didn't go.
That was by myself that year.
Okay. Because I think you bought a hat.
I had to because my son took it. So, anyway.
Well, I wouldn't call that guilt. That's just good selling.
Yeah. Come on, man. Buy a hat. So I bought a
You
hat.
felt bad. You felt bad for these low lifes, didn't you?
Them old Georgia boys. That's all right. We know who can play football, though. I'll leave it at that.
I'm not.
I know you're not a Georgia
You ain't
fan.
got to worry about. Oh, sorry. I ain't no Georgia fan, so you ain't got to worry about that.
I know, but your partner is. But anyway, all right. Well, we're not going to keep you all night long. We've kept you long enough.
And
I know
we
you
know
got to
you-
work tomorrow.
He's on that fast time.
Yeah, he's over there on fast time. So, and it's
Fast time, is that what y'all call it?
Well, I had a good friend of mine. Well, he's still my good friend, but we hunted together for years. He's a guide. He lived in Fort Payne, but he worked in Chattanooga. So he lived in Central Time, but he worked in Eastern Time. So he always called it fast time. He said, "Yeah, I get off work at 11 o'clock fast time," and still saying Eastern. So I just knew I just got to call it fast time. So I don't know if anybody else does that, but I do.
Gotcha.
And it's only going to get worse when this time change happens in a couple of weeks. So
No kidding.
but anyway, we're not going to hold. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm not a fan of that.
No,
That time change.
I hate it. I wish they'd just leave it alone. One way or the other, leave it alone.
No doubt.
Well, all right, Nick, we're going to let you go, and so you can get settled in. I know you got to get up and go to work tomorrow, and Dustin's got a long ride home. And
I appreciate you fellas having me.
no,
we appreciate
it, and I hope your lovely wife is doing better, and
I appreciate it.
tell her we're thinking about her. I pick up her on my little prayer thing. And believe it or not, y'all might not believe it, but I do say a little prayer every night. Sometimes during the day when I have to drive in that Birmingham traffic. So,
Well, I greatly appreciate it, and any of your listeners listen to this thing, go ahead and tell them hit that like button on there so they can keep sharing it.
I hope they do.
Listen.
I hope they do. And
Me
listen,
too.
we haven't even mentioned your podcast, Talk About It Outdoors, and we should have already. But
Oh, it's okay.
one of the hosts there, and like I said, it's
The caller.
the caller. And then we got Chasing Weekends YouTube channel, which I've watched every one. There ain't no more coming out, is there? Are you done post? Or is there anything else left?
We're gonna hold everything that we got right now, which it ain't much for me. It's the other half killing them all. He's got enough deer meat right now to feed Nashville, I think.
I think he needs to just go ahead and stop.
And it's just going to be a cameraman.
Just be a cameraman the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he needs.
Let somebody else have the fun and joy of shooting one.
I know, right?
He's lucky. I ain't gonna say lucky. Yeah, I'm gonna say lucky. He's a lucky dude.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He carries a thick horseshoe. I'll say that.
I've
got to say it, but I'm not going to say it on the podcast. But
I've got a buddy like that. There could be one deer on 1,000 acres, and he's never hunted. He'll walk in, and the deer will either walk past him or he'll kill it the first day. Turkey, whatever. It's crazy. I think he's got a horseshoe inserted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Well, some people do, man.
Yep. Well, look, Nick, we appreciate it, and if we don't see you before, we will definitely see you in Nashville. So get ready.
Sounds good. Sounds good, boys. Y'all have a good deer season, and wear them safety harnesses and
Yes.
stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Y'all too.
We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right.
Can never say enough good stuff about Nick Wilson. Nick is
he's salt of the earth.
we have made a long life friend with Nick.
Yes.
Well, and all them boys,
all those Talk About It boys.
but Nick's always good at telling stories, and man, he does homework though. It doesn't matter if he's going to Iowa, Idaho. Well, matter of fact, we started talking about going to Iowa, and he told us before we even done anything, he's like, you got to put your preference point in the first year. I mean, he studies. I mean, he'll call the game warden in the local area and find out this and that. And
listen,
he's resourceful.
He's the true north of Talk About It Outdoors. He keeps them on the straight and narrow and pointed in the right direction. But no, he is, and no better person, inside and out. A good, godly man.
Yep.
Help you any way. I wouldn't hesitate to think if we were in trouble over here and needed help that he wouldn't get in the truck and come. And you don't find many people like that or and friends like that.
Not anymore, especially.
But I thought this was interesting. I know, and I know it's November, and we're all into the middle of deer hunting. But listen, my heart is in turkey hunting. Already.
I mean, where was we at Monday? We drove all the way to another state on Monday to pick up my turkey gun.
We went and got a turkey gun. And I got to hold one of the turkey god killer's guns. I'm not even going to call his name because I don't know if that should be out. I mean, that might not be like he listens to this or whatever. But anyway, we're hard into turkeys. Got my little grandson. He'll be 11. We're going, and I thought I'd have that shotgun back. Should have had it back, but I ain't gonna have it. So,
have you spoke to the guy yet?
Yeah, I talked to him today.
Well, we got a mount. That's moving in the right direction. He's got a Meadow Creek mount for it. So
I texted him today and told him make sure he takes that rail off when he dips.
Yeah.
Or when I take it off, there'll be a big old black spot right there. So anyway, I hope he got it. I never got a response out of him, so I don't know. I'll call him tomorrow. Oh, so anyway. I had a great time. Anybody thinking about travel, that's true travel turkey hunting right there. So,
and I promise you, if you find Nick on Facebook or whatever, you can private message him and he'll answer any questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He sure will. Like I said, good guy. Good guy. Anyway, anything you got going on?
No, Nick brought up a good point. Just everybody be wearing your
those
harnesses,
safety harnesses.
And enjoy this cooler weather and get out there and
just don't go climbing your stand if you hadn't checked it already. You need to check those stands. Be careful.
Yep.
Those Chinese tree stands and ratchet straps and everything else, even the good quality stands, still need to be checked and worked on. And you need that lifeline. You need that safety harness. I didn't think I did.
No matter what brand.
I didn't think I did, 30, maybe 40 years ago now. But matter of fact, there really wasn't nothing around. We took seatbelts out of cars. But you think you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, but you're not.
No.
I don't care if you're 18 years old or 80 years old. So anyway, yeah, be safe out there. Know what you're shooting at. And hope everybody kills a big buck. If you do, send us a picture. Make sure you post it over there on our page. Go to our page and like and follow it. Come to the podcast. If you're listening now, please hit that like button, follow button. Leave us a review. Reviews help. Just gets our name out. Anyway, I am ready to call it a night. What about you?
Same.
All right, then. All right, everybody. We will talk to you guys in about a week. Take care of your trees because that's where the turkeys sleep.